Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, any questions on this?
Vasant, I just have one question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Lohit.
Vasant, are there any configuration related mishaps that can happen when deploying in CI/CD environment? Because 2 years back, I was doing one of the pen test application. There they export .git folder or git file. From that, I was able to completely retrieve the source code of that. There, I searched in the internet and I got a file, Python script, and I was able to completely retrieve the source code. So apart from that, are there any other type? Similarly, are there any configuration related mishaps that can happen?
Yeah, Lohit, that is actually a good question. Yeah, what you said is one issue which can happen, but that happening up is not into a pipeline because AWS pipeline does not copy that Git file. Definitely in that scenario, people were using Jenkins, right? And in the Jenkins, they might have not restricted the set of files which needs to be, right? In the code pipeline, there's actually in Jenkins, we write different scripts, Python or a Groovy or different languages are being used, which actually pulls the data from the GitHub repo when we attach our webhook token. We have to attach the webhook token into Jenkins. So in Jenkins, if you don't restrict that set of files to not be copied on a very first phase, Jenkins will copy all the stuffs. That's where your Git file has been copied, and that was a mistake on two phases. One is for the integration engineers who has created this pipeline. The other is developers who has not, even developers has a permission, this process that they can stop checking or pushing the Git files onto the GitHub. They have this option, but most of them are not aware of that. There is an option of it that they can stop checking the Git file onto the GitHub, or the integration engineer has not written a proper Python script or a Groovy script where he has not restricted that we should not copy the Git files from there. In case of AWS, it won't happen. But if you are using a Jenkins on the very first phase, because pipeline stages can vary, right? So if it's a complete code build and code deploy and code pipeline of AWS, your Git file will be not be copied. That's what they make a security on. But yes, if it's a Jenkins which has been included, and then on the later stages you are included other process, then it can do. But apart from there is nothing. Things can happen because source version control is being completely copied, and it's going to copy the whole version control and put it into the artifacts. From the configuration point of view, you have to make sure that wherever you are pushing your artifacts, that particular location, either it's an S3 or where you're putting your source artifacts, you have to make sure that that particular source artifacts do not have any configuration issue. Like right now, I'm pushing it into a S3 bucket. So I have to make sure that the S3 bucket is not public. It has a proper roles to access it, and proper configuration settings has been applied to 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 access the files and folders.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the CI/CD, guys. CI/CD pipeline. We have WAF service as well into it. So AWS provides you WAF, which is, already what's WAF is. So when you click on that, the two services comes handy and neck to neck to each other. One is WAF, the other is Shield. Okay, so WAF, you know what WAF is, right? WAF is Web Application Firewall, which protects your web application from common web exploits. You can write your rules similarly what you used to write, but WAF always works with two, right? If you are, again, it's a payable charge services, so it can be you can put WAF once you have a load balancer. So WAF is a firewall which will be applied on your which will protect your web application from exploitation. But again, in WAF, you put the WAF. You need a load balancer before. When you create a WAF, you need a load balancer, and you put load balancer into WAF. And similarly, load balancer or CloudFront can be placed into a WAF, and WAF will do the same stuff which it does into your on-premises. You can write set of rules into WAF, but as I said, it's a chargeable service. So one rule will charge you $1 per month, and if you increase the set of rules, it's gonna charge you accordingly. Okay, so that's a WAF. You can write IP sets, you can protect people on the basis of SQL injection, you can write your own regex pattern, complete things. You can do completely what you can do into your on-premises thing. So AWS also provides you WAF. Apart from that, AWS also provide you a option called AWS Shield. Okay, so you have WAF, which is a five application firewall, and you have a shield. Okay, so shield is basically in AWS has been provided to save yourself from the attack called DOS or DDoS. So DOS and DDoS attacks, if you're facing it in your resources, like for an example, if you have a very sensible server, which for example, if you're working in digital media, so maybe you have a channel which has a good shows, or you have a live streaming channels, and you share those live streaming to the set of customers you own, right? So there might be a possibility that your live streaming channels can get a DOS or DDoS attacks, or you have a proper websites or servers where push your you push your media documents and so on, where you push your channels to present news, right? So there is a possibility that these channels can have a DOS, or websites can have a DDoS or DOS attacks. So for that, we use a shield. Okay, shield is a service which AWS provides, which is a very cool service. Okay, you can add your resources to it if any time the DOS act, and you don't have to worry about, right? It's a complete AWS will take care of the stuff. They will come into a picture. They have a team of it. They can, if you there is a shield also has a two type of shield, right? There is a called advanced shield and a called shield. Okay, shield is basically by default enabled on your account.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
If it's not enabled, you can enable it, but it's not going to take you any charge. But there is an option called advanced shield. Okay, shield gives you like advanced shield. When you enable the advanced shield, then only the DDoS or DOS attacks will be moreover safe. You will get safe off. But shield is, if you click on get started, shield is by default, as I said, it's been enabled. It can give you a little bit about the information of DOS has been happening up, but which is very rare. But if you wanted to enable the shield, or you advanced shield over here, you see this is a subscribe to advanced shield. So if you subscribe yourself to advanced shield, right, you see that how much you will be charged monthly, 3,000 per dollar, $3,000 per month. Okay, and you can include the resources, but it is a very good service. I have used this personally, and they will give you the all TCP flow attack, whatever been flowing attacks, weapons, or to whichever areas, and you can include this. You see this protected resources. In protected resources, you can include your CloudFront or any public facing resource in your AWS. You can push it to these areas, and this will definitely save you. And you have a complete 24/7 support for DDoS response team. So if there are attacks which is going very fast, and your applications are facing it, then there is a complete DDoS response team is been setting up, and they will reach out to you that, hey, this particular application is having a lot of traffic, and it seems that an anonymous users are doing so. So we have to you have to take some action, or they will do some actions to secure yourself from such type of attack, which is happening up in your public facing interfaces. So you can see but the charges are too much, right? $3,000 per month, which is a very huge charge, right? But if you are having some sensitive areas which you wanted to save from, so see, AWS standard shield is free and enabled by default, and what it can do is it can do the network flow monitoring. Then it can do a standardized protection for the underlying AWS services, but very rare. They'll give you very rare disinformations, and all the other stuff. So you see, this is not available. This is not available. But if you subscribe to AWS Advanced Shield, you will have network flow monitoring, you will have automated application layer 7 traffic monitoring, you will have a standard protection for the underlying AWS, all the other things 24/7. You will have a dedicated team which will take care of your DDoS attack. So you don't have to worry about a bit on this, and they'll even give you the option to set an alarm if there is a DDoS attack is happening up in your application. Right, it is a good service, but yeah, a bit chargeable. I'm not going to enable it because it's going to give me a $3,000 per month bill. So just want to tell you about that. These are the services I have used it when I consult people on that, and they give me the access of this, and they allow, okay, you can enable it. So it's a very good service where you can add protected resources, and these protected resources will be can be your CloudFront, can be any public interface where you wanted to look for or monitor for the type of attacks which is happening. They gives you a top 5 contributor who is doing the attack, the location from where the attack is coming on, like geographical location, literally with the IP addresses. They give you the areas, the URL which has been hit more. They give you the information of not only from the URL, from the point of user agent, what all are being the user agent used, what all are the URLs which has been top URLs which has been infecting, top user agents which has been included, geographical locations, IP addresses from where the attack has been coming up, right? So such type of valuable information, and with the resource, like how it's been doing and so on. So you can completely describe, this is completely describable. You can even contact your 24/7 sitting DDoS teams for you, and they can definitely help you out into this if any attack has happened. But a very good service if you are working as a security operation engineer on AWS, then you definitely will have a chance to work with the Shield service. Okay.
Vasant, one question
Yep.
regarding the cost of WAF. You said it will be charged based on the number of rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, so can I just use write one rule, say for example for SQL injection, and then attach it to like multiple load balancers protecting multiple applications, say for 100 load balancers, and I will be just charged for one rule. Is that the
No, no, no.
case?
No, George. It's not like that. It comes with the resource attachment as well, but I give you the top. If you go with the AWS WAF, it's not like that. You can include with every resources. Um, there is an option. Okay, so you see that over here. Per web FCL per month. Okay, $5, and per rule is $1. And if request happens more than this, $0.6. So this is a complete cost. 5 plus
Okay.
1 plus 0.6.
Okay.
These three are the factors which gives you the pricing. For furthermore, you
Okay.
can click on view pricing. It will give you the detail of this.
Okay. Thank you.
But that is a nice question, George. People have a variant minds and variant thoughts. Okay. Um. Yeah. So that's about Shield and WAF, right? We have a WAF and we have a Shield, and then we have a very good tool over here. We call that. Let me just take you to that particular tool. Okay, that particular tool is your not guard duty. First, I would like to take you to one of the tool called, let's take to Athena. Okay, so we have a very interesting stuff called Athena. Athena can be used to, analyze the data of your, you can analyze the data of your complete logs. Okay, so for example, see, we talked about CloudWatch logs, right? And we saw that there can be a bunch of logs created. Okay, there can be a bunch of Cloudtrail logs as well. Oh my god, I have Cloudtrail enabled, but I did not. Okay, let me just see. I have to turn off the Cloudtrail because if it's completely on, I'll be charged enough. Okay, so you see that Cloudtrail, uh, we enabled a Cloudtrail, and all those logs were going to S3 bucket. Okay, so if I click on S3.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
On S3. So if you go to S3, for as I said that we enabled a Cloudtrail because we have to. So Cloudtrail logs are coming over here because we have to enable it, because if we wanted to have a logs more than 90 days, so all our logs were going over here, right? So with our account ID, we are having a logs. Okay, Cloudtrail logs. With different region, we are getting the logs. Okay, and if you open and you add to the term, like where you have, right, hold on. So you would see that every file over here is a JSON file .gz. Okay, which is again right, if you scroll it down, you'll see that it's a JSON .gz files, right? And when you have logs and you have to analyze it, okay, and it is in JSON .gz. If suppose something has happened before 90 days and someone came up to you, hey, can you give me the details of an attack which has happened before 90 days? Now you cannot go to Cloudtrail event history to look for such details, right? You cannot go to Cloudtrail event history and then you're doing it from there. You go to event history, and from the event history, you can see you can see event name, event time, username, event source, resource type, and so on. But this is very readable, right? But if you have an attack before the 90 days, you'll have to go into the S3 bucket to grab for a specific, okay, where is that attack has happened, when did that attack has happened, right? So you will have to search for specific files into it, right? You have a lot of files, you have to go and download them, then look each and every file, which is a pain, which will be a pain, and which is a pain. Okay, so to short such type of pain, Athena came into a picture. Athena gives you this option that, okay, if you have a data on S3 which is not structured, then I give you the area where you can write your SQL queries to extract the particular information from the account, right? You can extract whatever information is there. It's not only the Cloudtrail logs. If you have a logs and you have a lot of huge files available inside your S3 bucket, and now you wanted to query or you wanted to check whether that content is available in that, let's say you have a set of CSV files uh, into S3, and you wanted to look for the content into those set of CSV file, any name or username, that will be very hard that you go to each and every CSV file and look for that particular information. To save our time from that particular this situation, we use Athena. Athena is a very cool service which can connect with your S3 bucket and can help you to get the required information with the help of SQL, right? Structured query language. You can write a complete structured query language after integrating it with to the specific buckets. You can connect to data source. You can click over here, and when you click on connect to data source, there will be an option that you wanted to connect with Amazon S3. Yes, you can go to next. Okay, so that's how. Let me just first stop the Cloudtrail because it's definitely going to cost me a high amount of money. So I'll just stop this over here. Okay, there are, like, it's been stopped. There are ways when you configure Athena with, hold on, when you configure Athena, there, like, it says query data in S3 and use AWS Glue catalog to create it for you. You can create Athena by directly selecting the S3 buckets. If you go next, you can set up a crawler to retrieve schema information automatically. Yes, I want to do that. It's just connect to AWS Glue. Okay. So this crawler will crawl on the files and will give you the information, whatever is there from the S3 bucket. Okay, so get started. I don't want to go deep on this because it's will again give me a cost on this. Okay, so you have to add table using a crawler. So click on that. Okay, write your crawler name. Let's say crawl S3. Next. Source type, crawl all folders, data stores. Yeah, next. Now we have over here this, you see the data store is in S3. Then add connection. I don't want to get it from that, so specified. So that you can skip this part over here. You can specify the bucket name. So you can click on folder. So let's say I have this and I want this, and inside this also you have this account. You can select Cloudtrail, and inside this also you wanted to get it for US East 1, 2020, 11, 5. Okay, 5th of the date. I want this to be selected. Next. No, next. Yeah, create an IAM role, whichever you want. Next. Okay, type a role name, Sony. So Sony demo day 4. Next. To run on demand. Next. Choose a database, default. Next. Okay, finish. So this crawler over here, if you run this crawler, it's a ready crawler. If you run this crawler, it will crawl on the S3 bucket and will get you all the details and tables. It will create automatically the tables on your databases so that you can work around them, and you can do the stuffs. Okay, so there are ways. One way is that you don't know anything on the S3 and you need to analyze all the files into that. So you create a crawler and and then you created a crawler, and then from the crawler you used this option that I don't know about this, so I will use this crawler to work upon, or to see for. Okay, so one way is that you use a crawler and then create a table for yourself, or the other way is if you know the structure by yourself, like that, okay, these are the set of structures I'm already aware of, or this is how the file looks like, or this is how the structure looks like. So I can write that complete code, or I can write that query to create tables by myself. Then that can also happen. Okay, so one thing is that you create a crawler, and then you create with the created crawler you can run crawler. Okay, so the crawler is running, it will um, attempting to run crawler, and once the crawler has been running, it will fetch the tables, whatever it has, whatever it says capture, it will fetch those particular tables and will push it to the table section over here. And then once the table sections are coming up over here, you can go back to the Athena service and you will be able to see the stuff. Okay, so if you go back, not on the tables, okay, go back, sorry, go back to the services, Athena.
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, if you go back to Athena, you will be seeing the tables once if it's this crawler works well for you. Okay, one way is doing that, you add connect to the data source and you add a crawler on this. So you can just go and say AWS glue where you have added a crawler. One way is doing that. The other way is that you know the structure already. Okay, so you know the structure already, and then what you are doing is you are you know the structure already, and you are going to you're going to use this structure to write a query. So there's a structure of Cloudtrail automatically. If you even Google it around, you'll see that structure, that how this Cloudtrail structure looks like. So if you know about the pattern, that first the event name comes into the picture, then uh, you know your other stuff comes into the picture. So that particular thing you can completely write. You can create your own table if you know the structure by writing the queries directly over on this, right? You can write a query directly over here by writing create table and then table name. What do you want to see the table name as? So you can write this particular query in order to create the whole table. Okay, and that table will be created. So for example, if I know the stuff already by myself, I can write the query like this. Okay, I'll give you the query. So we can write the query like this. Say I know there is a event name, there is a event version, there's a user identity. If I know the structure, I can write the whole things like this. And over here I'll say region, format, Amazon, all things remains the same. Only the location, you have to give the location where your location resides, what's the location name, and tell the Cloudtrail. Okay, so if you know your S3 bucket, you can go to S3 bucket. Where's that bucket? Okay, we have a bucket over here, and we know that until Cloudtrail, this is the location. Okay, so you can copy that, come back. Okay, and over here you can just change this to the one which you know. So AWS, sorry, slash AWS, and then slash slash account, and then you can skip this. You can say slash Cloudtrail. Okay, so now it's gonna, if you know the structure, it's gonna create it for you. Okay, you can run this and this will create a table called Cloudtrail Logs, and then you can extract whatever information you want. So if you know the structure only, in that case you can do this. If you don't know the structure, you can run your crawler to get you the tables on. Okay, so if I run this query, what does it happen? Mismatch input Cloudtrail log expecting select description. Something has been mismatched.
Yeah, downside S3 bucket location double slash is there. Cloudtrail.
Where's that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, here one forward slash and there.
Yeah, it all looks good. So, yep, you see that there will be a table coming up. Cloudtrail logs, and this one might be the glue who has added. So you have a Cloudtrail logs on this. Okay, so Cloudtrail logs is completely partitions, and you see that these are the set of events history. This must be the, you see the similar table, right? Service detail, everything is similar to this as well. User agent event time. This is your glue who has added. This is what you run the query and this get added. Okay, so you have a default table, and now if you wanted to run to the tables, to run to this, what you can do, you can write a query on directly on this, right? You say select star, or you just can run this directly here. Preview table. Okay, so which is a good stuff if you are really analyzing the set of logs, which you have huge amount of logs. You don't know, you don't understand what's inside that, what you wanted to grab the information on, and so on. So if that is what you wanted to grab the information, you can just run specific queries. You would be able to run your SQL commands directly to the set of logs. Okay, so that is what Athena is can be useful for. And from the point of security, you need it because you have a huge amount of logs. You would see that you will be going out into your bucket, and you need this service in order to grab information by writing the select or by writing the structured queries against the set of logs you have. Okay.
Vasan, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we have a feature called S3 select, right? In S3. So that S3 select is used to retrieve the information, whatever we require from the objects. And this Athena is from the Cloudtrail, right?
Where do we have select?
No, there is one feature in S3 select where we can query using SQL queries. We can fetch the data, whatever we want from the S3 objects or buckets.
Yes, that is correct. But you get it from the Athena. That select query you run it on the S3 bucket will be possible only when you do it. Sorry.
So we do that S3 select from the Athena service.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what the Athena is. I don't want to use a glue much more. So you see that glue has created the tables for me. So this is also a different service. So that can cost me. Again, I'll save this.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.